checks. I mean, you have to teach them and do for themselves, because you have a million things going on yourself. You don't want to have to stop what you're doing to, go to share with them when their dates are, when they can go find it themselves. And then lastly, present on calls. So all of our calls are really, really, really important. It is, important that you guys are staying on all the calls, video on, taking notes, and then going back and reading over those notes and then applying them. If you have any questions, it's really good to shoot them in the chat or ask somebody even after the calls. Reach out to that person. If they are talking on something that you have like a further question on, you can reach out to them, ask them. Don't be afraid to, reach out to them, even though if they're not your coach, they're not, somebody to talk to. If you have a question, don't be afraid to ask. You also get to learn on what's working and what's not working. The best part I think is you get to see the team. Since I live about an hour away from most of you guys, I don't get to see you that often. So seeing all your beautiful smiling faces on Sunday nights is like the highlight of my week. And then plugging in for team and for coaching. So there's just a lot of good things you get out of it. Also, you get the ability to practice your leadership. So when your team comes along, so I know for me, when I first joined the business, I think it was like my first project CLE, I was up there talking, my first call, I think it was my first or second call, I was chosen to be a speaker, and it just really allowed me to step into that leadership position and just like, break through those boundaries. And, because not everybody likes to get up and talk in front of people. I love talking in general, but it's like, the fact of just getting up in front of people and doing it is just completely different. But you get to step into that. So when your team's along, like when your team comes along, you get to duplicate that into them, and they'll see you, you up there speaking, you up there talking, you taking over that leadership, and they'll want to duplicate it, and they'll want to be, the same person that you are. So everything is really important. I hope you guys got a lot of useful information from that. So next, I am going to pass it over to Kara, who is the owner of Active Nutrition, and she just hit her third Active Super for Kara.
All right, what's up, you guys? Happy Sunday. Thank you, Jacob. That was fire. Took a ton of notes in that. But since this is an active, get to Active Soup call, about 90% of us are already in clubs if we're operators or owners, and if we're not in clubs yet, we're most likely building up to that. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about doing all the little things that really add up within a club. So this is really showing up to your shift on time. Now, that may sound like a simple thing, but it's really big. And when I say on time, I mean like 15 minutes early, not the minute your shift starts. Being there, present, getting ready for your shift and taking it over. I remember right before I opened the club, Mike Hilliard was talking, I think it was the LDW or something. He said if his people are even 60 seconds late, they are kicked off bar for a week. And I was like, oh crap, that really, nutrition club training, yes, that really stuck with me crazy. And I was like, wow, that, I couldn't imagine being off bar for being a minute late. So I make sure that does not happen. Operator being on time. If you want to open a club, you'll really want your operators to be on time as well. Cleanliness within a club. I am like huge on this. Me and Bethany are really big on this. We're constantly pushing in the stools, making sure they're straight, making sure all of our napkins and our straws, everything is stacked, wiping off the bar, even behind the bar, making it look mop queen. Yes, Lindley. But we are so on it because the first thing somebody notices when they walk into your club, especially if they're a first timer, they're going to check to see if it's clean, if it smells good, if things are stocked, because if they aren't, they probably aren't going to think your shakes are good or your tea is good. It's just going to throw off their whole visit, and that's just something we really don't want. So what we do at Akron is we have, on top of those little things throughout the day, we have like a nightly cleaning sheet. So every other night we mop. On those in between nights, we clean the sink, clean the bathroom, and we're just really on top of that. We don't like to skip days, because once you start skipping, you're like, crap, did I do it yesterday? And it really just creates like a very uneasy schedule. So the more on top of you are, the more that's going to pass on, and it's going to duplicate. Staying stocked. This is on your own products. You don't want to be running out of vanilla PDM every other day. Not a good look. That's basically in every shake. Staying on top of that, if you are in charge of inventory at a club, you don't want to run out of cups, because what are you going to do without cups? Really staying on top of you know, like Dean Supply and all the puddings, and when your straws are going to be coming in and things like that, because it can be a lot at first, but the more you like stick to a strict schedule, I learned, because I do inventory at Akron, it's honestly really easy once you get a flow going. So really, really, really staying on top of inventory is something that can be essential to a club. Sending contribution on time. I honestly recommend sending it right after your shift. I know I'm guilty of this too, of you just want to go home and you don't want to sit there and count your slips after your shift, and I'll do it in the morning when I get there. But what happens when you get there in the morning and you're busy, and then you forget, and contributions not sent over on time, and then the club account doesn't look good, and honestly this creates a rippling effect. So really staying on top of contribution, sending it no later than the very next morning after your shift is honestly crucial, because it's really easy to miss out on day, and then you look at the club account and you're like, wait, where's this money? And you don't want to have to go back and track everything. And honestly, this creates a whole mess. So staying on top of contribution. And lastly, keeping up on documenting. So the last thing you want to do is at the very end of having stacked this big of sheets, because I know even after like 2 days, we just had a crazy weekend with CAD, and we were busy the next day, the day before. My stack is already looking like this, and I know I get to tackle it tonight, or else it's not going to be fun leading into that. And another big thing with keeping up on documenting is the team is constantly in cuts, always in cuts. And the last thing you want is your upline to be waiting the last few days of the month, wondering where they're going to end at, where they're even sitting at right now. So many people still have to document. You don't know who has to document still, what they still get to document. And it just doesn't create, like leadership at all. It doesn't really duplicate at all. And notice I really say duplicate after everything. If you don't really want to own a club, maybe in the future, or if you just want to be the leadership in the club that you're in, you'll want all these little things to really duplicate, because all those little things that I spoke on today really matter inside a club. And if you do want to be a club owner, if that's something you really want, and you want to start duplicating clubs within your own organization, you'll really want all of them to be on top of all these little tiny things as well. So that is all I have for tonight. I'm going to pass it on over to my girl Lindley, who is in her second cut of Active Soup. I already know it's a done deal, in the bag. Go ahead.
Thank you, Kara. You are amazing, guys. I really hope you guys are taking notes, because I actually got the opportunity to work with Kara out of Akron Nutrition. And if you watch and if you're active in the chats and you see in the Nutrition Club chat, those numbers are going up, 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 and then continue to go up, because Kara does everything that she just said and everything that she just shared. So to continue to listen and make sure you guys are taking notes, and not only taking the notes but applying, because you're hearing from some really great people that are really doing the things. So thank you for that, Kara. And going off of what she's saying, I'm really just gonna flow right into that. So a lot of what you're hearing is about consistency, and making sure that you're consistent in who you are, in what you're doing, and who you show up as. And as you continue to grow, you'll continue to be consistent in growing into the highest version of you, into your highest capabilities. So with that are non-negotiables. So what is a non-negotiable? A non-negotiable is something that you're doing no matter what. You're doing it when it's 9 o'clock at night. You're doing it when it's the 4th of July. You're doing it no matter what day it is. You're doing it. We were on a date and I was documenting slips. Like, you're doing it no matter what. So it's like, you got to get the deal done. For example, if you have a car and you want to drive it, you get to put gas in it. Another example, if you want to have a successful business, you get to set aside time to work on your business and get to go from there. He's fine. So for example, for me, some of my non-negotiables, I wake up, I make my bed every morning. I could walk over right there right now and it would be made. I do my personal development. I make sure that I'm working my social media. I'm making sure that I'm active on the calls and active in the chats. And I even have non-negotiables for the calls. I was mad because Ninte beat me to the call. I like to be the first person on the call when it's the white screen. Nobody's even there yet. Sometimes I'm on there like that. So with that, I'm going to give 5 people the opportunity, 30 seconds to share. So that way we can really get some ideas if you're really somebody who's trying to set up some non-negotiables for yourself and what that would look like. So Jody, I know you're on here. Give me a couple of your non-negotiables that you have.
Definitely doing PD right when I wake up in the morning. What's another one? I also do a reflection every night before I go to bed, a reflection of my day. And right now, my non-negotiables, I just added this. I want to be meeting and having a conversation with 5 new people a day, just to create my, just to expand my center of influence.
That's awesome. I might have to steal that last one from you. How about, let's hear from Deja.
What up, y'all? So I just actually wrote a new 90-day plan after the last STS we got off of, and some of the main things I have on there is having a gallon done before my meal plan, before I start my new meal plan, hitting the gym, and then making sure I do cardio too, 10 invites daily, and doing.
That's dope, Deja. Keep it up. We see you out here crushing to get those new results. I saw that recent transformation picture. All right, Rachel, let's hear some of your non-negotiables.
So mine are doing my personal development daily, doing IG follows and likes and intentional comments, whether that's on your IG story or underneath their pictures, really just catching up on people that I have my eye on as far as leads that I'm working on, following up with my clients in the chats, seeing how their results are going, and if I notice that they're not really posting in the chats, then I will message them personally, and then just being my best self, whether that's or.
That's perfect. Yeah, taking care of who you have while making sure that you're still focusing on getting new. That's awesome, Rachel. Courtney, let's hear some of yours.
Some of my goals is for sure making my bed every single morning, and then at least being in intentional conversations with girls like Rach said that that I have my eye on, that I know that I'm gonna get soon. Just planting seeds and stuff over time, and for sure being a product of the product and having my 2 shakes and 2 teas no matter what.
Right, planting the seeds and then watering them. Just continue to keep up that relationship. That's perfect. And then Sam, take us home with yours.
All right, so for me, it's always the gym, definitely non-negotiable, at least 6 days a week, doing my PD. Just got back into my meal prep, so I have an exact number of reach outs that I do, but I want to shoot for at least 10 a day, and then always trying to get a new result every month.
That's awesome. And if you guys are watching Sam, he's getting results in his personal life and his personal business, because you see it in the chat. You see he's growing and he's booming. He's doing the things in the club. So, all of you guys that shared, thank you for sharing, and really make sure that, if you're somebody who is kind of looking to get their flow, or if you're looking to, set some non-negotiables for yourself, or you're looking to expand yourself and you want to make new ones for yourself, so that you're really pushing to level up and get yourself to the next pin, or whatever that looks like for you, maybe take some of these on. And if you hear through all these people, there's really about 4 different foundations that you're going to want to move around. And those things would be personal development, that would be getting in the gym, your meal plan, and building an attractive business. So with that, going with personal development. Personal development is something for you. It's something for you so that you can continue to grow. You can continue to expand your mind to not only hold for yourself, but to hold for your team, and as well as hold for your team that's not even here yet. Because, you know, you're out there, you're putting out Prez team, I want to be Prez team, I want to be Prez team. Well, guess, like, you're going to have to hold for a lot of people. So when you continue to then, you know, continue to grow, you know, you're going to want to be able to hold for all of those people, but not lose yourself. So just continuing to grow that capacity in any way possible. And one thing is, your personal development, you can have one focus of choice and one focus of skill. For me, for example, I listen to podcasts. I love listening to podcasts. So one of my favorite leadership podcasts is the John C. Maxwell Leadership Podcast. I listen to it every single day. I'm trying to get through every single one, and there's a lot of them. But I also listen to Oprah Winfrey's Soul Sessions. She has some awesome podcasts, and she has people from anywhere from like Tyra Banks all the way to the author of The Seed of the Soul. So that's one thing I do for me personally. And another thing I do to business. I journal, I do my gratitude, do my affirmations. I could literally pull out my journal right now and tell you what I wrote this morning. I mean, I won't because that's for me, but you know. But some different like recommendations, you know, if you're looking to do that, a book I'm reading, and I've been reading because I really get to focus on this, is The 4 Agreements. I'm reading The 4 Agreements, and I'm reading Harvard Business Review's 10 must reads on leadership. So these are articles, and you'll see I'm actively reading this stuff. I mean, it's being highlighted. I'm taking notes, and I'm really making sure that I'm doing the things because I know what I want, and I know I need to build my capacity. So if any of you guys actually have, you know, recommendations for podcasts, for books, for, you know, maybe if you go through a situation, you're like, I'm a journal kind of person, this is what I do, shoot it in the chat here. But also, if you could, put it in the DAP chat. So if somebody's, you know, new to the business, or they hit soup and they're like, okay, I want to expand myself, they know they can go to the DAP chat for support and be like, okay, I can do this, this person does this, I want to do that. So make sure you guys are putting that in the chat. And then from there, from personal development, as we're growing and expanding our mind, we also have to grow and expand our bodies. So you got this, now you have to get the rest of this right. So you want to make sure you're consistent in your meal plan. You want to make sure you're consistent in the gym. This is a results-driven business. Results get results. If you don't have new clients, you really want to look inside yourself and be like, have I gotten a new result yet? Because from experience, guys, like I remember when I first started the business, and I would get mad because he'd have more clients than I had. And I was working a full-time job, and I was sitting there and I was like, you know, why am I not getting clients? Why am I not getting as many as he does? And just being super open with you guys, like I got to put in more work, and I got to get a new result, and I got to continue to grow myself. So if you feel like you're in that season, then I would really offer you to like turn and be like, you know, am I being consistent? Because that's a big key that we've been talking about tonight. But have I gotten a new result? Because, you know, that new solves all. You'll hear it. You get a new result. You get a new distributor. You get a new client. You know, new solves all. So you just continue to go from there. And how passionately could you talk about the products, and how confidently could you portray the business opportunity if you just got a new 2-week or a new 30-day result? Because you know that what you're doing works, and you know that the product itself is, people aren't. So if you're putting a consistent product in people's hands, you're going to be like, okay, let's see how we work. Let's do this. So for example, to give him a shout out to Aaron Neal, if you pay attention to his social media, he does new 30-day challenges all the time, like all the time. And he's always enrolling himself in it with the rest of the people. So he's like, I'm looking to cut this, I'm looking to get leaned out. Who wants to do this with me? Because, you know, I've posted before, like, who wants an accountability partner? Nobody's really going to be like, I can't hold myself accountable, you know, but they're going to be like, oh, you're doing it, I'm going to do it too. And then he's consistent in enrolling more people and really just continuing to grow. From there, if you continue to do all those things, you're doing your personal development in the gym, you're doing your meal plan, you're building a more attractive business for more people to come. So ask yourself, would I want to join me? Would I look at my social media page and be like, wow, what is she up to? I want to do that. Or would you look at my team and be like, wow, they seem like they're really doing the things, like I want to be like them? Like that's stuff that I ask myself all the time. Like, do I want to join me? Do I want to do I want to follow my Instagram page? So just continuing to do that. And like when I first started, I remembered, you know, like it was kind of me trying to find my flow on social. I was like, how do I do this? So if you're looking to really like build through social media and you want to take that on, like find somebody's profile that you really like, you know, pick up some things maybe that you could borrow from them, but really put your personal touch on it and make it your own, because then people are going to be like, okay, like, this is dope. Like I want to do this, and they can see that it's authentically you and that you're not just like doing something that somebody else is doing, you know? But from that, guys, I hope you got some good notes. I hope that, you know, something that I relate to you really hit you wherever you need to be. But I'm super hyped to bring up somebody who I personally have got to have a lot of conversations with. He's a mill team member. He's constantly grinding, always for his family, for his team, for his upline, for everybody, building his business. He has a club that does consistently around 85 consumptions a day. He has and built an active world team line within his team, and with more on the way, because what he does is everything we've been talking about and more. So with that, go ahead and take it away.
All right, what's going on, guys? This call is completely like mind-blowing. Just I want to recognize everybody who went before me, and just watching your guys' growth so far has been so amazing, because, you know, just being able to be a part of what you guys have going on, and watching you guys, like watching you, Lindley, watching you, Kara, just watching everybody. You guys are inspiring, and that's so motivational for us who've been in the business for, you know, a longer time period, because like having new people who are crushing it and killing it, who are open to becoming better leaders, better speakers, it's just honestly motivating and inspiring for us. So I want to say thank you to you guys. And then if you guys aren't taking notes on this call, you guys need to just like literally get off the call, because this is a higher level call, and you guys earned to be on this call. And the people who are speaking, they are literally spitting fire, and they're speaking from their hearts. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into talking about creating the COI. If you guys know what a COI is, COI is, post that in the chat, and I'm gonna get into that. So the main thing, guys, when you want to think about creating a new COI is getting uncomfortable, right? So like when you're going out there in the marketplace and you want to create a new 100-person list, you want to get new clients, you guys like, damn, I haven't had a client in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You guys literally get to become uncomfortable with whatever that is. Like I was talking to Sam a little bit ago, and we were just speaking. I'm like, bro, like, you know, you're a great guy. You're very outspoken. When you get like intellectual with a person and you can really get like hands-on, then the magic happens. But it takes literally becoming uncomfortable with what you get to do and knowing why, being confident too. So like getting uncomfortable and becoming more confident in what you have to offer and what you're speaking about, and then becoming more confident within yourself. And then also like following people with intention. When you're going out there on your phone, creating a new center of influence, you guys want to be following and talking with intention, with what you guys want for your business, based off of who you are and with like people you have. Because you guys need to get new people constantly in order to help your people grow too, right? And then letting people know that you are like normal, like, you know what I'm saying? People get to see that. Like you're a normal person outside of Herbalife, you know what I'm saying? You're the same person still though, but you're normal. You know what I mean? Some people, they kind of thinking like, you know, we invite them to Project Clear, they're like, you know, I don't really know too much about that. But once they come, we got them, you know? So being really intentional, like with the person, because like, you're not to me the same way you're going to invite Ray. Like the languaging is going to be a little bit different, right? So being real intentional with the person, because obviously like, I would love to have another me and Ray on my team, right? But it's like you get to speak to your people differently, so with different intentions. And then basically what I'm going to next is following plus working IG, right? So when I'm inviting somebody, or I'm, you know, looking at somebody, a potential lead on Instagram, it's going to be a little bit different, you know, like based off of whatever the person likes, that's what I'm gonna speak to them about. You know, like, hey, if I see a person, he's like more outgoing, you know, he likes to kick it, go to town hall, whatever, I'm gonna invite them based off of like, you know, Project Clear is lit, we are lit, the team is lit, music is lit. Like it's gotta be really intellectual and intentional with these people. If you guys want to create more of a customer base and more of a team, a bigger organization, you guys get to be more intentional. Like go hang out with your people, go hang out with these people. Don't be afraid of that. All right. Don't be afraid of going to invest time in the people. because it will pay off. Once you guys have a great quantity of people, you guys can literally choose and pick the quality of them. You know, some of them gonna fall off, but don't be afraid to go out there in the marketplace and get uncomfortable. Um, let the people see like what you're doing in life, like the lit shit you're doing in life, because people need to see that. You know, people get to see how dope we are. You know what I mean? So type of one, if you feel me with that, man, because I don't think I would be a part of this business if like once I start seeing like Ray and I start like me and Ray started talking like, bro, like we can really make this thing dope. You know, it wasn't that lit when we first started, but like we had to create that vision for ourselves for what we have now. And then last but not least, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about like meeting with new people and how you get to meet with them, right? So when you got a potential person, you're going out there, you're going to meet with the person. You got to create a long-lasting friendship too. Like realizing that this is a business, but you get to create a friendship through that. Because a lot of times we feel like we got to create these best friends and things like that. But realistically, guys, this is a business. We get to create business partners also. But the friendships, they really do matter because, you know, a person could leave you, but they're not going to leave the sideline that they just became best friends with, and they get the hold for you too. You get what I'm saying? So when you're going out there, you're meeting with these potential people. Create these longer lasting friendships, man. Let them know that they can trust you. They gotta like you, you know, because obviously, like, hey, if they gonna sign up with you, they gotta like you some sort. You know what I mean? So, let them know you care about them, right? Let them know you genuinely care about these people. You're giving them an opportunity, right? And that's really that's like they can't really like expect anything else. You're giving them an opportunity. There's not a lot of opportunities out there where somebody's gonna let them work in a nutrition club. Like there's not a lot of that happening out here in the world. I come in contact with people constantly every day, and it's just like there's not many opportunities like this, guys. So after this call, please, and for your upline, go out there and get more intentional with these people and create some friendships, because that is what's going to give you guys an opportunity to create a great quantity of people to choose from. All right, guys. So that's all I have for you right now. Who I'm bring up next, completely crushing it on social media. She's been in the business almost for a year now, going on next month. She's in her third cut of world team, guys. Part owner of Active Nutrition. Beth, go ahead and fire us up.
Thanks for that, Hooter. Hi, guys. So what I'm really going to be talking to you guys about is the 100-person list and why it's so important. Yes, it does sound like a lot of work, but it only sounds like a lot of work to somebody who doesn't want to grow their business. So what the 100-person list is going to do, you're just going to, I would go through your Instagram, your contacts, let it be people you know that you're making on this list. Let it be people that you don't know. I mean, there's so many people out there that are waiting for you to contact them. So like I said, IG friends, your Facebook, your contacts. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna explain what the products have done for you. You know, send them, share your results pictures with them. You know, let them know what the community has done for you. And you're also most importantly going to be building relationships with these people. You know, what we tend to do when we first get started in the business is we get so comfortable with our family and friends, you know, wanting to support us and telling us, you know, that they're going to order from us. You don't want to get comfortable doing that. You want to keep reaching out to as many people as you can. You know, that's very important. And then also, you know, reach out to them in a healthy manner. You know, don't herb vomit. And by that, I mean, you know, just share what you've been up to and, you know, what you're doing to get those results. And then if you've been in business, you know, and you're kind of stuck and, you know, you're not posting any order ups in the chats, recreate your 100-person list and recreate it as many times as you need to. When you're done with one list, make another list and just keep going. Also, you know, I advise you to just expand your center of influence, and whether that means, you know, following X amount of people, new people a day, going to a new gym, you know, whatever it is you're doing when you're out, you know, just talk to people. Whatever that looks like for you, because focusing on getting new is so important in this business and growing this business. And then also, if you're working inside of a club, you really want to make it intentional to have the conversations with, you know, your customer daily and seeing what it is, you know, that they do, because that's going to bring a lot into your club. You know, at Akron, we talk to a lot of people daily, and, you know, now we've started different things in our club like yoga and Zumba, and this was just by getting to know customers and them letting us know like, hey, this is what I do. So we set stuff up like that with them. And then that just brings, tons of new people into the club by us doing more than, just providing shakes and teas. So that's all I have for you guys with that. I'm going to pass it over to a beautiful soul inside and out, Active World team member, Taylor. Go ahead, girl.
Thank you so much. So that was absolutely amazing. I'm going to, and I really want everybody to like pay attention because it's okay to change. Like it's okay to not be friends with somebody that you were friends with before the business. Not everybody, and I'm even talking on the family members, not everybody is going to support you right then and there. But you have to know your truth. You have to know that you're doing this to be better. You're growing and evolving. And I write my letters to myself like to really just let myself know that I have my back. You can have nobody in your corner, but as long as you have the support for yourself and the encouragement that you're applying the PD, you're doing the PD, you're seeking to grow and elevate and attract your team in this business, like, and keep doing the things. So I really just want to let you guys know that it's okay to let go of that aren't, propelling you to the next level in your business. And I mean, I believe in like God, but you don't have to believe in God, but I feel like people in time period for a certain situation for you to learn the lesson and really learn the lesson, not ignore it and brush it off. So you can, help your team members or you can help your clients and, benefit from that authentic to you down to the core. Like, nope, sorry, that relationship's really not fueling me. Like I need to let it go, or I need to create that distance or that space for me to like build that structure where I don't get bothered. You start attracting many people that are just like you on your team. And I can look at each team member in each season where I'm like, yup, I relate to you. Yup, I know how to help you because I've been through that. And that's the beauty of this business is it will place people, teammates, sidelines, whatever you want in your life for you to propel them and to pull them out of the darkness so they can really elevate and change into who they were meant and called to be. So really just want to touch on that. If we're really paying attention to the PD that we're doing and not just putting in the audiobook or not just reading the book, but actually how Lindley was saying, taking notes, highlighting it, applying it into your life, people are going to be like, wow, you changed. And you know what? You should take that as a compliment because you're changing for the better. You're changing, you're elevating your life and your standard so you can live the life that you've always dreamt of, so you can have the time freedom, so you can, be wise and not just book knowledge, but wise in life and experience and literally live your best life. And I just want to let you guys know that it's so possible here. Not just our group here, like Ray's org, but like our whole org, like Jay's leadership, Kate's leadership, Ray, Golden, Brittany. There's so many talented people here on the team. And I really want you guys to not take advantage of them because we single day and we might kind of not see the value, but know that people in different orgs are going into our clubs to figure out what we're doing because we're really doing the damn thing with nutrition clubs within Hustle and Heart. And there's other people that are trying to duplicate it, but what's real because it's duplicatable line by line by line. Mike and Carr's line is exactly what Jay's up to. Ray's line is exactly what Jay's up to. And that's because we're so open to coaching and so open to growth and really plugging into the structures that we have here as far as the chats go, the calls and the events, and really benefiting and leaning on our sideline and creating those relationships like Hooter said, to really build the relationships and the friendships, but also build a stable business that's duplicatable to like kind of trickle down into your downline. So with that being said, guys, I have the privilege to pass it off to one of my beautiful teammates. Kate is in her last cut of Active Soup, and I'm so excited because she is really a testimony for the whole growth and letting go of relationships that aren't serving her and really stepping into all that she is called to be. And she has so much passion, so much fire in her heart that's waiting to be unleashed. And I'm so excited for you guys to see this side of Kate. But go ahead, Kate, close us out.
All right. Thanks, guys. I am super excited to get to go over some of the opportunities you have coming up. First being the beginning of October. don't forget that we do have a beginning of the month call, and I'm super excited because it really just fires me up for the rest of the month. As soon as we get off the call, I set my goals that I'm trying to achieve for the rest of the month, and it's super beneficial for me. I am so excited for LDW, the 25th through the 27th. Make sure if you haven't already gotten your tickets, you do that. I'm pretty sure everybody on this call is qualified for it. I think that's like a requirement, but if people under for it, they should. So make sure that everybody in your downline has hit 1,000 volume points, and if not, map it out with them how they can get there. LEW is going to be full of learning how to be a better leader, and then also learning personal development, which is something that I struggle with. And I'm super excited to learn and spend 3 days really just learning all of that. Make sure while you're there and while you're on the calls and while you're on the chats and everything, you're taking really good notes, and not only taking these notes but reviewing them later on. I'll review my notes before I go to bed, or I'll reread them a couple times until it's something that isn't just not something that I have to remind myself anymore, something that becomes a habit, which has been super beneficial for me. Missing an event or a call or not being active in the chats does set your business back. So I noticed when I am more active in the chats or when I show up to meetings, I wasn't attending the meetings and stuff at the beginning, and my business was not successful. But as I've been doing that, I've watched my business grow, and it's been exciting. So that's all that I have to say. Thank you guys. Thanks for spending your Sunday with us. Have a wonderful night.
You can come off mute and say goodbye. Say we love each other.
Thank you
Goodbye.
guys so much.
Go Browns!